Okay, so this is the second episode of the JavaScript search feature. This one is going to solve a problem of how to search with many keywords. For example, in my typing, I'm not typing the uh, okay. This one is also a problem. If, for example, I want to search go back or fire, if I search GOBET, if I search this, it doesn't show. This one is because we don't have fixed this. This capitalized is recognized as different from this G. So I will need to add a toLowerCase. So here, we need to this value, console login, input element value. This one is input element value. And here, when we loop over it, if we console login, console log dot suppose I run this. See, if I type a G and then every list item is capital letter, then it doesn't match. So I will need to do something. The first one is lowercase, okay, and the second is I want to use the many keywords. And before that, I want to demonstrate an ES6 for loop, ES6 for loop. So first of all, this one is the O for loop. So if I want to use the ES6 feature, the for each loop, array for each. So let's say, for example, if I run it like this, if I define it, just for example, if I use lead for each, then it will cause a problem. Okay, so you see, this will raise an error called lead for each is not a function. Why? Because if we console log the lead, we can see that we can see that this is HTML connection. For each is an array method, so we need to convert it. So there are many ways to convert it. So first of all, let me specify it clearly. So this is an HTML collection. Okay, this is an HTML collection. So if I want to use the control slash, you will comment them out. If I want to convert them into the HTML list, into array, there are many ways. The first one is array.from. I can do this. If I do this, let me hide this console log. So when I use array.from, this one becomes an array. If I use type of, you see, if I use type of, this one becomes an array. An array is an object in JavaScript. So another way is to use the spec operator. If I don't use array.from, I can use the spec operator, which is even more succinct. Okay, if I use the spec operator, li, and then this one, and this one is also becomes an array. So this is the spec operator, S operator, and then I have converted into an array in this way. Then I can start to use the ES6 for each method. For each. Okay, it is more succinct. So for each accepts a callback. So now I need to have a function. I'm using ES6 array arrow function syntax, the parameter, and then the function block. So this parameter, it accepts three parameter of the first one is the element, and then the index, and then the array itself. So now for the each element, I will do this. You see, I can do this. So now I don't need this li here. So now I don't need this index here because the li is the element. So let me try again. If I type this, then it is working because this one is the ES6 syntax, which is leaner than this one. And now, first of all, I've done this. So first of all, I need to convert it into lowercase. And how to convert it into lowercase? We do this by using a method called toLowerCase. So I'm going to store this, convert it into lowercase, and store it in a variable. Inner text. This one is a string to lower case. So the VS Code is helping us. It is already showing us the functioning in its camel case. To the L is capitalized and the C is capitalized to lowercase. This is a method, so we need to use the forEach to call it. And after using the to lowercase, then we can compare it with this one. To lowercase. Okay. So if we try global outlier, then this one when we use a normal letter G, and this one we can match this capital letter G. So this is using the to lowercase method on the inner text. Now we must be careful. We must do the testing in both sides. So if this time I use the capital G, and then everything is gone because when I input the capital D, it is treating this one as the capital D. Here, it is treating this one as lowercase g. So then, that's causing the problem of not matching. So I need to apply this to lowercase to input 2. So here, the input element value is the event.target, this input box, dot value property, dot to lowercase forEach. So now when I input capital G, it is converted to lowercase g, and this also converted to lowercase g. So now this one will give the match, but not because they are capital, because they are both converted to lowercase. See? So you need to apply the to lowercase method on both the inner text of the lead element and also the input value. So this is the second part of this video, to lowercase. Okay, and now this is the challenge which we originally want to solve at the end of the session 1, episode 1 of this series. So now, if we have input many keywords, so let me console log this value. Okay, we console log this value. For example, if I G, A, B. So this one is a string. You see, this one is string. But then I need to convert it into an array. So if I use if I split it with a space, if I see the space, I split it into two words. So for example, 1, 2, 3. See, when I have this line here, and I input 1, 2, 3, the string is 1, 2, 3. But then, because I have split with the argument space, so it will split into 1, the second one 2, the third one 3. So you see, this one is what we are going to use. So this one is what we are going to use. You see? So now we want to store this into a variable. So this is the input word array. So let me word array. So let us use camel case to make it more clear. This one is the input word array. You see the color is quite different from this variable because VS Code is hinting us that this variable is not used yet. So it is in a different color. Now, sorry. Okay, now when we have here, we are looking over this list items and checking whether it contains this string. Now, instead of doing this one, we are checking this on each of these words. So we need to check it. So now, it is the time to check that whether we want to do it in an perspective or an or perspective. So for example, I have a example now. This one is I'm looping over the element. Now, suppose I'm let it be false first. We assume that it is not matching, okay? And then instead of checking this text, I will loop over for each of this item. I will loop over this input word array. So here I have and for each inside and for each input word array for each. I'm having a callback here. Parameter returns output. Okay, so now this one is the word, each word index. Okay, I don't use index and array because I don't want to mix it up. And here, you see the color because I have not used it yet, so I can actually make it disappear. Okay. So here we have the word to this. So yes, if this word then the comparison will go to here. See, the comparison will go inside here. Okay. So let me hide this because I'm not using this anymore. So here, instead of displaying it or not displaying it, I'm checking it later. So I'm going to put this away outside this code blocks. Outside the code blocks. And here I'm only going to change the flag. So if this one contains, how we don't check against this whole text, we want to check against this word. So we run the regex against this word. Test. Mix up. Okay, so now this we are also comparing. Just a minute. Yes. So now this regex should not be this word. This regex should be here. Okay, so now here this regex previously it is based on the input value, the whole input value. Now this one should be based on this word only, and we will look over each word. So this one will be changed into word. Now this regex is here. So if this word forming a regex executing and this inner text contain this word, then we return the flag matching. If it contains, return it into true. This is the OR perspective. So now, okay, and now I'm going to check whether this one is true or false. If matching, then we are going to display it, or else if it is not matching, then we are going to hide it. If we have one line only, then we can skip the brackets. So let's try. If we have off, and then see now, if I input the two words in a reverse order, I can still get this result. Why? And the first, notice that first when we have of game, and here it will use the input element split. So this one will split it into an array of and game. And then here, when we look over the list item, we will look over this array. So for this item of, and then I will check whether this one contains of. And then when I look over this again, I check whether it has game and it also contains game. So this is when I turn this to true, I will show this. So for example, okay, let me add some more to be demonstrated. Let me add one more. See. Okay, so let's think of something. Okay, so if I type fire, you see, we return this true because this one has fire and this one has fire. And if I type one more, see, if I type stone, this one will be shown. So this is the okay. So now because I have do this as false, actually I don't need to set this as false. So if I choose fire and stone, now this is the or case. So if I contains either words, for example, object of fire contains fire, fireball match this fire, and this sorcerer stone matches stone. So now all this result will consider a match for this one. This is the or case. Okay, this is the or case. Can you get what I mean here? If you don't understand anything, then leave a comment and ask me, and I will come to answer it. Okay. So here, after demonstrating the or perspective, I want to demonstrate the and perspective. So let me say keep this as a backup, and then keep this as a backup. I use this search to okay. Just keep it as a backup. So yeah, now. So now, when I use the and perspective, then I will need all the word to match. Okay, so I will need all the word to be contained inside this. Okay, so I will need to assume that it is false. It is true at the beginning, and I'm very easy to set it as false. Okay. So this is the and perspective. So now, if this one contains, if the inner text contains this word, and because I already assumed this to be true, so I don't need to set this flag anymore. And if this list item does not contain this input string, then I will switch it as false. You see. So once there is a word that is not contained inside, then it will be considered not matching. So only when all the words match this is contained, it will be kept. Okay. So let's try this. For example, you see now when I use fire stone, for example, then there is no match because there is no fire stone. But if I kept fire off, then only this one is kept because this one matched the off, this one matched fire. You see? So this is the end perspective. If we are doing the end perspective, we assume that it is true at the beginning. So everything I assume that it passed the test. But then once we find one word not contained inside this item, then we will turn the flag and consider it not matching, and we will hide it at the end. So this is the end perspective of the search feature. So I think that's all I can talk about the front end search feature. So let me stop here for this JavaScript search feature mini project, and I hope you like this approach of step by step explaining everything in details, step by step. And if you have any comment, please leave a comment for me so I can know. And if you like my video, please subscribe, and look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.